Hey guys, I am here to just kind of tell my story and give a testimony about my journey from dealing with and healing my eczema as much as I can naturally, and where that's kind of led me to find a new passion and has really brought me to a new place in my life where I'm finally, I wouldn't say comfortable, but I want to be able to help other people that deal with this or have dealt with this, because there are so many people that I found on Instagram and YouTube that helped me tremendously. Like when I didn't see people around me that were dealing with this, or I didn't know anybody who was, being able to go on Instagram and go on YouTube and see these women who were dealing with the same things that I was helped me so much. So I just think, like, now that I've gotten to a place where I have healed so much, it would really be selfish of me not to share, you know, what I've learned, and not to reach out and be able to be a resource and a help to other people too. I've basically dealt with eczema for half of my life, maybe more. When I was younger, like 6, 7, 8, 9, I had really bad asthma. I was on a nebulizer every night. I remember I was in Girl Scouts and it was Halloween, and I probably was like 7, and I had an asthma attack at the Halloween party. I was so mad. I was more mad because I couldn't eat the candy, but like it was really scary. Rushed to the hospital. Luckily, that was the last asthma attack I ever had, and my asthma kind of went away. I don't know if that really happens, but like it didn't affect me as much moving forward in my life as it did when I was younger. So I didn't really feel the effects of it from like age 10, 11 on, but that's when asthma traded for eczema. So it was kind of just like I was switching out one type of medication for another. I mean, nebulizer has steroids and an asthma pump has steroids in it. So I've essentially been on steroids my whole life before these autoimmune disorders. So I dropped the nebulizer, I dropped the inhaler, I didn't need those anymore. But when I started seeing the first signs and like patches of eczema on my skin, my mom took me to the dermatologist. Obviously, you know, if you are somebody who's dealt with eczema and has gone to a dermatologist, they don't really like give you any real guidance or help, because there's no one root cause of eczema and there's no cure. So basically they're just gonna give you a steroid cream or a pill or something, and they'll see if it works, and then if it doesn't work, they'll give you one stronger, or if it stops working, they'll give you one stronger. And that's kind of what happened with me. So I got prescribed one, it worked for a little bit, the patches and everything went away, but then they came back, and then they come back worse. It wasn't until I found people on YouTube who actually healed their skin naturally through their diet, through supplements, through exercise, all through natural causes. But the one thing that they did have to go through was steroid withdrawal. In the eczema community, it's called TSW, which stands for Topical Steroid Withdrawal. So like I told y'all, like I've been on some form of a steroid for almost my whole life. So when I finally just went cold turkey and dropped all the creams, everything, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna change my diet. I'm gonna do elimination diet, see you know, maybe if I take out gluten, how will my body react? If I take out dairy, how will my body react? I'm gonna try these things because I don't want to be on steroids anymore. I want to heal. Like if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like they're living testimony and example that it can be done, so I only can try. So I did, and what I thought was going to be even somewhat easy was probably the hardest thing I ever had to go through in my life. It's really tough, because essentially like your body gets so dependent on these steroids. So when you, sorry. Ooh. So when you stop taking them, it's like a shock. It's like a shock to your body, and it reacts bad, really bad, in a lot of different ways. It has to literally like recalibrate. Like it's literally like your skin is resurfacing, and it's very angry. So it was very, very angry. I felt like I couldn't live. Like I felt like I couldn't live normally. Like everything that was normal in life, like to other people, was not normal for me. Putting on clothes was one of the hardest things ever, because every piece of clothing irritated me. It bothered me. Everything, every fabric. I don't care if it was silk, satin, ultra 100 thread cotton, whatever. Everything was painful to put on. Getting ready for work was a process, hours long process of putting on stuff. It hurt, taking it off, throwing it off, ending up with a pile of clothes on the floor because I had to literally sift through my whole closet, to the point where I found like 2 or 3 outfits that were comfortable to me, or like 3, 4 shirts, and I washed them every single week, and I wore them over and over and over again because they were the only things that I could wear. Tight clothes was not even in the cards. Like there was no tight clothes. Everything was baggy, 2 sizes up, 3 sizes up. It's just what I had to do. Showering, the worst. Water, it's like your skin is allergic to water. Like imagine that. Imagine you going into the shower and your skin just burns the second that water touches it. Products, I felt like I just like lived off of like oils, essential oils, and coconut oil and olive oil. I couldn't put on anything. Like hair products bothered me. Any type of lotion, any type of fragrance, perfume, no, forget about it. The worst of all, well, eating, and that part really sucked because I love food. I love food, I love to eat, I always have. During this time of where my body was withdrawing from the steroids, everything was a trigger to me, everything. Like I felt like everything I ate bothered me. So it was so confusing for me at this time to go through an elimination diet because I didn't know what to eliminate. I'm like, okay, well, I just ate a salad and I still feel terrible. I just ate a smoothie and I still feel terrible. So let me just eat fries and I'm gonna feel terrible anyway. Like there were definitely those days where I kind of just threw in the towel and was like, I'm gonna just do what I want, eat what I want, see what happens. But as I started doing more research, I found that a lot of food sensitivity, sometimes they don't show up for 2 to 3 days. So like if I ate pizza 3 days ago, I might not see the effects in my skin or in my body for another 2-3 days, which was super duper confusing. So I really tried to limit whatever type of trigger foods that I could for as long as I could. And trigger foods for people with eczema are a lot, and not everybody has the same ones. And that's the thing, like not everybody is the same. A lot of products that dermatologists recommend for people with eczema did not do anything for me, and they actually made me feel worse. So that's another story for another day. But eating, and then worst of all, sleeping. I developed severe insomnia because it hurt to sleep. It hurt to sleep. It hurt to lay down. Like not even just lay down, any type of contact with my skin was painful. Like even sitting in a car. Like I remember I would be in Dorian's car and he would pick me up from work, and I would just be like fidgeting, moving around, trying to get comfortable, but it was literally impossible. Sitting in cars, sitting down, and sleeping was definitely the worst. And it was really hard because I wanted to sleep so bad. And there would be days where I would get 3 hours, 2, and then there would be days where I would get 1 or less, and I would still go to work. I would commute there and go and do my best to be alert and stay, you know, as energetic as I needed to be to get through the day. And then I would come back and be so tired, and sometimes I still wouldn't be able to go to sleep. It really wasn't until like maybe 3 or 4 days that I didn't get any sleep that my body would like crash like on the 5th day, and I would be so happy. I'm like, thank God I can finally sleep. These are like the things that I say like are normal, things that I never even thought about, things that we don't think about. These things like being able to eat, being able to get dressed, being able to take a shower, being able to sleep. All of that was very, very difficult. I didn't really know how to talk to anybody, you know, during this. I just felt like nobody would really understand, because it sounds crazy like to people who don't understand it. Like if you tell them like I can't go to sleep because it hurts to lay down, like people are not going to understand it unless they do research or know somebody who has gone through it. My boss at work and my coworker at work, they realized that I was coming into work late, a lot, like later than I would usually come in, and I had to really, you know, I didn't want to go into too much detail, but I definitely told them that I was experiencing severe insomnia, and my boss and my coworker were super understanding. That was a blessing, to just be able to have that communication with them. And you know, because I was really trying, like I was really trying. I was trying everything that I possibly could. And my boyfriend Dorian, who's here, he's here in the room, but he was really the only person that I opened up to, and I kind of didn't even want to do that at first, but it's literally impossible when you're sleeping next to somebody that you can't tell them why you have to leave the bed at 2-3 in the morning and go try and sleep in the living room by yourself, or why he can't cuddle you or can't touch you at all, you know. So I had to open up to him, but I'm very glad that I did. I'm really grateful that I had him and that I have him supporting me. He never made me feel like I was going through what I was going through. He always treated me the same. You know, in retrospect, I kind of wish that I would have talked to more people. I feel like it could have helped emotionally, but that's why I want to talk about it now, because it was very hard to open up about something like that in the moment, because I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure out what was happening, and it wasn't until I did my research that I understood what my body was going through, and that it was healing. Little by little, certain things started getting better. I did crazy things to make my skin feel better. I'm gonna leave that for another video maybe, but like, anybody who has gone through this will tell you, like, you will literally try anything. You will try anything and everything if it says that it's going to potentially help you. But there was a lot of trial and error, and I am just so blessed that now I can be a little freer in my diet. I feel like a normal person again. I think that was the worst thing. Like, obviously, like I said, there is no cure for eczema, so I still have it, and it's, you know, I flare up sometimes and everything like that. But in terms of like my skin being beet red, or so sensitive that I can't sleep, I can't lay down, I can't put on clothes, I can't put on tight clothes. Like, I have on tight clothes now, but like, I could never wear something like this when this was happening. So I'm really grateful for all of the improvement through this process. What I thought was the worst thing in the world turned out to really be a blessing, because I am able to heal myself, and now I've learned so much and gained so much knowledge that I can pass it on to other people and help them heal from their autoimmune disorders as well. So that leads me to my next point. A lot of you guys have asked me, you know, like, what's up with itsmlocke, my clothing brand, which is still my baby in my heart. I love it so much. But when this first started happening, it was really hard to continue with the clothing brand when I couldn't even put on the clothes that I was helping to make. Like, I couldn't wear them, I couldn't test them, I couldn't try on samples. I became so just like over it because it became a burden to me. I think throughout this process, well, I know throughout this process, I became so passionate about health and like healing naturally. Being able to heal myself naturally the way that I have so far, the progress that I've made, it has brought me so much joy. And I think in life, God allows people the opportunity to reinvent themselves and continue to grow and change. I really do feel very, very motivated to now be open about this and talk about this. And like I said, I just want to help other people. So with that being said, I am taking my business knowledge, my baby business knowledge that I've learned through running MLocke, and I'm combining that with my purpose, which I believe is to help people heal naturally. And I am starting a new endeavor with my mom. So that's very, very special to me. We are starting our, well, we already kind of started it. It's just been a secret to y'all. But now I can definitely open up and tell you guys that it's called Cleanse Club. You can follow us on Instagram. I obviously will put the Instagram in the caption. But it's called Cleanse Club, and it is geared at helping people heal holistically. I'm super excited. From the month or so of, you know, getting everything in order for the social media and everything and interacting with people, being able to talk to people, hear their stories and whatever, I can tell you that I've been so happy. Every single day I am so happy and passionate to wake up and be able to put my effort behind this, behind something that's so important, behind something that's changed my life for the better. So that's really my mission, and that's why I feel very, very, very passionately about this. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I'm so excited for you guys to share it with people who you might feel need it. I just want to be a resource. My mom, she's always been preaching this to me, and the fact that we can work together and help other people is really the ultimate blessing.